Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Dalton, Adult1995, coming to another video. Today we're taking a look at the aerial bots, but more importantly, we're going to be taking a look at Superion in full, finally. So, again, here are all the aerial bots, and of course, we'll bring in the big chunk of plastic. But, yeah, I mean, I've gone over these all already, and I've kind of came to notice that these two are my favorite of the limbs. Just what they've done with Fireflight compared to, Slingshot. It's fantastic, and I love how Skydive turned out. Now, I do really like the F-15 that Air Raid is, but the color scheme and just overall details for Skydive, while extremely similar, if not very close to the same as Air Raid, just look better with these colors. And same thing can be said with Fireflight. Silverbolt on his own, absolutely awesome looking robot mode. Definitely beats out the Combiner Wars in my opinion. But hey, that's, again, just opinion. So, that being said, let's go ahead and get these guys into their jet modes, because that's where this combination is going to start, and might as well go over their jet modes as well. And here we have our full team of aerial bots, of course, in jet mode, and quite the variation of colors here. So, of course, you got red, gray, black, white, a little bit of blue and yellow and red all dispersed throughout. And, of course, Silverbolt being the same, similar shade of gray as Skydive here. But, yeah, you got 4 fighter jets, well, 3 fighter jets and a Harrier jump jet flanking a Concorde airliner. Now, if you really want to, you can include this kind of quote-unquote trailer for Silverbolt. Just gonna pop these wings up, make sure that clips in, split this first tail fin, and there we have our full Silverbolt all together with the other aerial bots. So, and they all look good. Of course, like I said, really dig what they did differently here with Slingshot and Fireflight to give him that proper kind of F4 look. And actually, looking at the tail fins, no, they did not change any of the molding on this top tail fin. I thought with that paint work that it was all newly molded, but it is, in fact, the same mold back there. So the wings and these leg pieces are new, the rear leg pieces. Of course, the top of the jet, but made all that point in the review for Fireflight. Of course, the differences here in Skydive and Air Raid. So you get the tail fin there, of course, the body work, the wings, but robot mode is largely the same. 2 better looking jet modes here as far as like robot kibble. Barely anything, whereas here you get basically the whole front of the leg folded up on itself. That's the only real egregious thing about it. But then, of course, Silverbolt, there is no getting away from the whole robot on the chest thing, but this one does compress a lot better than, let's say it again, the Combiner Wars release. So, let's go ahead and get these guys into combined mode. So we'll start with Slingshot here. Just remove, or just take this, bring it up a little bit, rotate it, push it back down, fold these fins back, fold the wings back, and we'll just go ahead and take these blasters off for now. We'll find a place for them in robot mode, or combined mode. Flip down the landing gear, we'll take this whole section, bring it back, fold the head down, we'll tab into there, and then these tabs will go into the wings. This will fold back upon itself like that, and there is Skydive in leg mode. Air Raid, we'll do something similar. We'll rotate the fins up, rotate these ones back, actually remove the blasters, set those aside, close that up, bring this whole section back, tab the wings onto there, bring this section down and back on that double joint, fold the head back, and there is Air Raid in his leg mode. For Fireflight, we'll just take the blasters off, set those off to the side. And they'll probably go on Superion's arm. Fold this up, fold that against there, And we'll get more into that here in a moment, because I'm probably not going to be able to get these guys to come out apart the way they should. Fold that back, fold those up, fold up landing gear, and that's ready. So now move on to the silver bolt, which will just untab these and clip that. Now for this, not a ton to do for Silverbolt's body. Again, it's good to start in jet mode because it's just simpler. Pull this up, bring this section up on a double hinge like that. You want it to stick out a little bit more like that so you can get back there with the combiner pieces. Bring this section back, open up the nose cone, flip that back, close that up. Again, it's on a clipped double joint. There we go. Bring that back to there. And of course, rotate the head around. And there is Silverbolt ready to go. I'll take this off, fold out the barrel, bring this up, and plug this into the barrel. Got that ready to go. Tab this, bring down the hip joints just like that. This will come up, tab into here. This will just fold back and tab into there. Fold that up, tab that in, tab these right between the fins, and there we go, just like that. Okay, sorry about that. So there we got the torso ready to go. We'll fold these wings back just like that. Set that off to the side. Take these sections off just like that. There's already some stress marks there, unfortunately. That is unfortunate. So for the arms, now you're supposed to take this and plug them on. For me, I have not had any luck with getting this to work the way it's supposed to. I don't know if I'm just not putting enough pressure. Oh, hey, it worked. Although that sound was not pleasant. So fold this out, tap that into there, this out, tab that into there. There is one arm ready. Take this one, fold that down, fold this back, just tab this onto here again. Make sure it's all tabbed down and secure. Give me just a second. Okay, got it to work on this one. I had to do it off screen. Tab that into there and bring this section out. Tap that in. There we go. And fold these wings back just like that. Take these and they just come apart. Fold this section back and that will tab into there. Fold that down. Bring this section up to form the knee joint. Flip down that for the foot. We'll lock that into place. Rotate up the knee joint. And this is our left leg, so we'll go ahead and take air raid. There's ports here, this little push thing for the trap doors, and then these two tabs here. So this will just slide on, just like that. And then this will just all tab into place. And there is one leg ready to go. Side, go ahead and do the same. Tab that to there. Close that. Bring this up. Lock that into place. Flip up the joint. Flip down the foot. Same thing here. We'll take skydive. Slide that on. Tab these in. Just make sure it all comes together. And there is our other leg. So now we just take some of these weapons. Oh, wrong ones. Let's take this, put it right there, kind of up like that, so it's not so in the way or so obviously there. Same thing with these ones. Plug those in. And for the arms, I guess if you want to, you can just plug them both in right here. Check that on this side. Plug the blasters in on the wings. All right, so now we get into combination. So just slide on right here. Slide this on. Bring up. Oof. Make sure those ankles are down. So clasp onto here and on to there. And there we finally have Superion combined and just looking awesome. Like, I know there's some issues with it. A lot of people aren't too happy that it's going with the cartoon style of the bots just attaching to the arms and legs. I don't mind that as much. I just wish that the wings were filled in. So hopefully someone makes like a little filler kit, at least for, you know, the middle portion of the wing, because it does look kind of ugly. And of course, the thickness of his calves, like those come out way too far. If this was either a little bit more shallow or these went in deeper, I don't think it would be such a problem. But since you have so much here sticking off, especially with these nose cones collapsed, you know, just condensed, it makes his legs look a little too thick from, you know, front to back. But as it stands like this, I mean, he looks pretty good, like really good. Now, if you want, for the blaster, you can have the handle out like this and have him hold it like a normal rifle. But if you want to go full cartoon accuracy, fold in that handle. There is a hole here and here for this square peg. So if you want to have him hold it a little bit lower, have it plugged into there while, you know, the blaster's plugged into his hand. Or, like I said, cartoon accuracy, it'd be up here on top of the forearm, like that. So it'll be attached to his arm. Now, I believe the cartoon model had 2 of these, so I'm sure some third party will do it, have both of those equipped. I do need to tighten up this joint. I guess while we're on that topic, articulation, we kind of went over it before when we looked at Silverbolt, but ball jointed head, 360 ratchet at the shoulders, you get all the way out, you get a bicep swivel, 90 at the elbows, wrist swivel, you got a waist swivel, forward and back at the hips, all the way out at the hips as well, thigh rotation, 90 at the knee, and you get an ankle tilt. So that being said, not much else to go over other than comparison. So now this isn't a fair comparison with this, but because I don't have the original hands anywhere handy, so but here he is with the Combiner Wars release, which, you know, with the proper hands and feet that he comes with, would be just a little bit shorter than this release. This also has the new head and chest, but other than that, this thing, yes, it still looks good, but it is so janky and like it feels like it's going to fall apart or just collapse under its own weight. Not only that, but you've got all the gaps right here with the knees and everything, or the thighs. I mean, yes, granted, it's cool to have them fully form the arms and legs, but that's also full of compromises that kind of drags them down as far as design-wise. Whereas this, you get the individual bots with their own engineering. I mean, 2 of them get their own engineering. These 2 get retooled. But that being said, they're still all there. They still have all their articulation they need. I know they're missing wrist swivels. That's not super, necessary as far as articulation. But they do have ankle tilts. They have the wrist swivel, waist swivel, or not wrist swivel, head joints, waist swivel, everything else except for wrist swivel. These don't even have wrist swivels. They have wrist swivels. They don't have ankle tilt. So I don't know. It's a whole thing. I'm not going to get into it because I don't care enough to debate with people on it. I enjoy this for what it is, and I also enjoy this, though this is definitely showing its age and kind of aging like milk. So take that for what you will. And here he is with a combiner that shares his style of engineering, Manosaur, and he is about the exact same size, maybe just a little bit shorter due to the antennas. But they scale well with each other. They look good together. Now, I do like how Manosaur handles the legs a little bit better, but I think Superion does the arms just a little bit better with them sharing more of the same tooling. So these fit better against the body as opposed to Dead End does. So there is that. But yeah, I mean, there's your rival duo. So soon we'll have Bruticus, and hopefully soon after that, Defensor. And lastly, here he is with another one we just completed this year, Devastator. And as you can see, he is about half a head shorter. And of course, these both are kind of squatting a little bit in different poses. But yeah, he is about half a head shorter than Devastator, which I think works. I mean, you've got 6 bots here, plus that trailer, 5 bots here. Devastator works as being a little bit taller, but not super gigantic like Combiner Wars. I've stated that before in his video last week, I believe. So take that again for what you will. Again, really like how these combiners are turning out, this new scale, and they're a lot more sturdy. So that being said, I don't have much else to say that I haven't already. I really enjoy this. I'm glad it turned out well, and glad to have another combiner on the shelf. Whoop, there goes the knee. That was my fault for not having them more stable. There we go. And of course, if you want to hide some of that wing detail, you can actually fold the wings down against the arm. It's a little bit more difficult to here with the blaster, but there you go. It kind of cleans up the look. You can still have one wing flared out on each side, so you can still have wings poking out. But yeah, I mean, again, I really enjoy this set, so let me know what you think. Are you guys completing Superion for your shelves? Have you already completed it? Or is it just not up your alley and sticking with the Combiner Wars one? Like, I'm not going to have a beef with you either way. Like, you collect the way you want. I like this. This is going to be taking its spot on my main generation shelf. I'll probably still have the Combiner Wars one somewhere on the shelf, but this is going to be taking that main generations spot, at least, in my G1 character selection. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out the other links down below, and I will put this in its own playlist like I did with Devastator, so the aerial bots will be in their own playlist alongside the Age of the Primes playlist and Studio Series. So I mean, these won't be in Studio Series, but examples. That being said, I'm going to stop rambling. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to check out those links below. Check out the playlist for this. Let me know what you think. So long. Take care.